Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending my presentation. My name is Thomas Maestri, and my project is entitled A Description of Antipsychotic Prescribing based on race. And this study is performed in the inpatient setting of the behavioral health units of the hospital. And the reason that this came up is that there's been some disparities that have been illustrated in the literature based on diagnosis of mental illness, specifically with schizophrenia, in that a disproportionate number of African Americans are diagnosed with schizophrenia despite there being no real impact on race in the true disorder here. So I'm taking it a step further here as there's no information in the literature describing prescribing patterns here in the medications that are associated. What are the outcomes of these diagnostic issues? And so my specific aims are describe the prescribing patterns of antipsychotics based upon race and other determinants such as insurance, housing status, other psychosocial factors. Also looking at appropriateness of therapy, and that's the ability of the appropriateness is defined more as how we keep patients onto the FDA guidance that are recommended in the package insert label. Okay, so where we're at right now is we're in step one, describing antipsychotic prescribing patterns at two institutions right now, two very different institutions, so they will cross the spectrum in terms of race and ethnicity and other factors. Next, what I'd like to do is evaluate the impact of psychiatric pharmacists on mental health disparities. And the hope here at the end is to develop a training program for mental health pharmacists to have a focus on mental health disparities. So what we've found so far in one institution, we're still waiting on the data from another, but individual characteristics that affect dosing were involuntary admission, past antipsychotic trials, a lack of social support, or having a diagnosis of schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. We haven't seen an issue with race here yet, but I think as we expand the population, we may see a difference. Also, in terms of FDA labeling and appropriateness, what we found is that patients with insomnia were more likely to get inappropriate meds. Also, older patients as well as African Americans over Caucasians. Stay tuned as we'll have more data available, but that is where we're at so far in this process. So thank you very much for tuning in.